It's solstice, and the sun and the moon were right next to the supermassive black hole that our whole solar system rotates around. Black hole sun, won't you? Yes, it has come, and it was epic. There's so much to unwind here, so let's just get into this cosmic true sky reading. Today is solstice, the day the sun stops. It reaches its peak either in the north, its most southern peak, its shortest day, its longest night up here in the northern hemisphere, or down in the south, down below. I was going to say it is summer solstice, the longest day, the shortest night, the extremes of the light are here and present. And I feel like it's very present and palpable in the collective and also within us. And first, before this solstice, we had the new moon in the Galactic Center, right in the cuspy space between Ophiuchus and Sagittarius. And there was a lot to say. I did a whole comprehensive reading and breakdown for this inside of my cosmic arts training. So I thought I'd share a snippet of that with you. Well, it's actually 10 minutes long, but it's really, really juicy. So here you go. Let me know in the comments below how the new moon was for you on Friday. So this is the new moon, and you can see here that the moon and the sun are both right here in the Ophiuchus Sagittarius cuspy space. So they are kind of showing that they're in the Sagittarius cusp, but when you look at the actual sky, you can see here that they're not yet in Sagittarius and they're not fully out of Ophiuchus. They're really in that void space, and this is right where the galactic center is. So it's a perfect alignment. And we also have Venus and Mars very, very close here as well, flanking this new moon. So that's very interesting that there's this natural kind of hugging, this natural polarity of the feminine and masculine in cosmic form, Venus and Mars, around this new moon. Because I always think of the Sagittarius Ophiuchus space, and especially the galactic center, which is, of course, the black hole that our whole solar system rotates around, as a powerful space to transmute, to transform, to be alchemized, to be healed and exalted, to be elevated through what it is that you're learning. And with this powerful energy, it's like the mother and father, God and goddess, the feminine and the masculine, like the duality of life is holding us through this. And there is a lot of healing around masculine and feminine dynamics within ourselves and also relationally, and also that which is beyond, right? So that can look like non-binary, but it can also look like what is beyond those two extremes. Like, how do we actually find our center? How do we actually allow for men to be masculine, but also to be empowered in their feminine, to be able to be vulnerable without us emasculating them, which is often the case, I just have to say, in society at large. And then there's also how do we allow women to be feminine and flowy and in their magic and in their feminine power and receivership, but also powerful creators, right? Without the hustle and the bro marketing of it all. So it's this very interesting kind of dynamic in society in general, where people are like, how do we heal the divide? How do we go from these extremes? And and the middle path is always the path forward. And I feel like this new moon is really emphasizing that especially when it comes to healing and healing our deepest wounds, especially our relational wounds, right? Especially those wounds towards our family of origin and our ancestry. He's so funny. There is a need to find the middle, right? Where it's not like they're all to blame and they're terrible and we demonize them for hurting us and then we're just the victim. But it's also not blaming us, right? It's not also victim blaming and feeling shame and regret and rumination for ourselves. It's the middle path. It's like, okay, this happened, this pattern was here because of this, right? Patterns of pain always result from trauma and pain. Pain begets pain. And so it's having compassion and understanding from the origin point of that, especially ancestrally or collectively, and then finding the mid ground of, okay, I experienced this because I needed to learn this lesson, or I needed to be the one to stop this cycle, or I had the power to end this cycle, and the pain ends with me, and here it is healing. And I'm not gonna black and white think about it anymore. And you're also not going to relate to yourself as solely the victim. You're going to relate to yourself as the victor, as the exalted one, as the artist of your life, right? Because that is the true power of Ophiuchus. And the Ophiuchus Sagittarius cusp is here to remind us that we have victory and power when we choose to dance with the serpent, when we choose to set goals and set fiery arrows into the future of what it is that we really want, and we choose to grow. So this is very growth oriented. It's very transformational. And when we look at it here, it's this powerful dance of like, okay, the dance with the serpent is done now. We're putting it into the black hole. Everything that all of the skin that we have shed during this Ophiuchus season, we get to throw into the black hole. Right? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? We get to throw it into the black hole, and the black hole does not destroy it. It transforms it into matter that can create anything. And that is the true alchemy of Ophiuchus, right? Is because it is ruled by this black hole, by the galactic center, is that when we shed our skins, when we heal, when we remove layers of pain and trauma, right, which often just looks like awareness and acknowledgement of what we went through, like us just owning the fact that we experienced that and that our family experienced that and that the collective experienced it. And then when we shed it and we let it go, we get to give it to the galactic center, to the black hole, which eats it up and spits it back out as formless, pure potential energy, pure creative energy. This is the alchemy of Ophiuchus, is to be able to create from our pain. But it doesn't look like our pain anymore. It looks like something else. It has a totally different form. It's kind of like backwards cooking, right? Or even backwards alchemy. It's like a solution has already been formed. The meal has already been formed, and then you get to reverse engineer it and come back to the base ingredients from which you can make anything again, right? It's like a rewind, that sound. And this is so powerful. This is our opportunity today. So, whatever you're feeling, whatever you've been healing, processing, moving through, thinking about, ruminating with, feeling somatically in your body during this Ophiuchus season. And of course, a lot of it has been the dance with the Scorpio. We have been in the underworld, we have been feeling it all. And now we get to emerge. We get to emerge and give all of that, give all that residue, give all the precipitate to the black hole in this new moon and start a new cycle with the Sagittarius's flaming arrow right below the moon and right below the sun, which means what we want, what we're truly passionate about, that fire within us, and also that broad chested, Sagittarius is open chested, is open hearted, is moving forward saying, I want this, I love this, I'm passionate about this mission, about this art, about this creation, about this life. And with that, they fire the arrow that's flaming, that's full of passion and life and desire. And of course, Mars is there too, which means that whatever it is that you want, of course, you also have to take action towards it. But that action gets to be fun. It gets to be joyful, right? It's not like, okay, now we got to get into a routine. It's got to be a slog and you got to do it and you got to be perfect and you can't miss a day and you got to wake up at 5 a.m. or whatever that looks like, right? There is no exact formula for the success of your life other than what you discover to be true for you, right? There is no exact formula for the success of your life other than what you discover to be true for you, your body, your energy, your human design, your astrology, your environment, your life, your family, your business, your creations, your leadership. You get to define it. And Mars and Sagittarius right next to this new moon is like, you get to act from joy. You get to act from exalted expansion, knowing that you are growing, knowing that what you think is now currently impossible is 100% possible. If you fire that arrow into the future of, I want to have 1,000 people that I serve this year, I want to grow this in-person community so I can have amazing people connecting to each other and collaborating and supporting each other's children, and we all really become a village. If that's your vision, whatever your vision is, hold it in your heart, especially when it feels impossible, even when it feels impossible, and just know that you're aiming for it. And then take the first right action, take the first action that is clear to you, right? If you want to start a clothing brand, find a manufacturer first, or get some fabric and get a sewing machine if you're going to make it yourself, right? There's always a first step. And then there's Venus. And Venus is on the other side. It's still in the leg of Ophiuchus. It's in the right leg of Ophiuchus. And of course, this is reminding me to have tenderness, to tenderness for yourself, to be loving towards yourself and towards others, and especially towards with the right leg. I always think of the masculine, and I think of towards the men in our lives. And I feel like sometimes we can be so hard on men and expect them to be stoic and strong and stable and direction led, and especially in masculine feminine dynamics. And, there's been a lot of work on this in general in the collective, but just to have tenderness, to have softness, to consider that it's hard for fathers to be away from their children if they're working a lot. And that's something that they probably don't even talk about because they feel like it's their duty to hold that emotion in and hold that grief in. And so have tenderness and tend to the people in your life and the men in your life and also yourself, and tend to your deepest passion is really the message that I'm hearing for all of us here, right? When we get really connected to the art and the creation that we really want to make because of our lived experience, because of the wisdom that we've collected from being who you are and living the life that only you have ever lived, no one else has ever lived your life. That is your magic. Then we get to passionately create from that place. So, this is a very creative, activating new moon. It's very healing. It's very expansive. It's like our greatest life healing now gets to activate into our deepest prosperity. And prosperity means creative energy, health in your body, vitality, community, abundance, resources, money, connections, whatever feels like prosperity to you. And I truly believe that unless we all prosper, none of us prosper because it's just awkward. It's awkward to be the only person prospering and happy. And not just because it's awkward, but because we want to share the wealth. We want to share the goodness, right? I know for me, I want to prosper because I love being generous. I love giving. I love receiving too, but I love giving so much more. When I think about having more money, I want to do more with it. I want to give more with it. I want to create more with it. I don't just want it for myself. So sit with how what it is that you want to create and what's emerging from you actually can prosperously grow, and what needs to be thrown into that black hole to be transmuted into pure potential energy, into pure creative energy. This is so powerful. Truly, how powerful was that new moon? I want to say hashtag nothing was the same. Let me know in the comments below how it felt for you. And now this new moon has given us headway into the solstice, into this extreme point of light on the planet. And it's a very powerful time to pause and be present with the transition of the seasons. And this is the Sagittarius solstice. It's Sagittarius solstice all over the world. The cosmos is our universal unifying force, right? We're all on this planet together. That is what is true. And in the summertime, in the summer solstice or the winter solstice in the south, it is Gemini solstice. So Sagittarius and Gemini are our true sky solstice anchor points. And this is the Sagittarius solstice. So next, we're going to dive into what the sky looks like today and what guidance it has for you and your art and your creations and your leadership. So let's dive in. Here is the sky for the exact point of the solstice today on December 21st, 2025. And you can see that the sun in the sky is above the arrow in the bow of Sagittarius, really in the eye line of Sagittarius. And if we zoom in, we will in the next photo. Sagittarius is actually looking at the Galactic Center, and this is so significant. I will talk about it very soon. But first, Venus is right next to the sun and Mars is right next to the sun. This is still the same position it was in for the new moon. The moon has moved into the back of Sagittarius. So now the moon is fully in Sagittarius, which is very expansive, very light, very bright, very much what we need during this holiday season. I feel like everyone's kind of feeling that bit of joy, that brightness, as the Sagittarius sun brings that enlivening, shimmery, glimmery light to our lives. You might have had a lot of social things happening, a lot of time with people. I know that's typical for the holidays, but it's also very typical for Sagittarian energy. And I can't help but notice Mercury as well starting to move out of the claws of the scorpion and out of the first leg of Ophiuchus. And these are both like the extremities, something that grabs, that holds, that dances, that moves. And so there's this shifting in the way that you talk and the way that you think about yourself. There's a powerful healing happening for your mind at this time and during this season, during this particular cycle, especially since we just ended Mercury retrograde not that long ago. It's very important to notice what your mind is naturally thinking about and how your mind is healing the way that you think about your life, yourself, the world in general, collectively, what you believe is possible for your life and also the collective at large. Today, I prayed over the fire and I prayed a lot of collective prayers for myself and how I can serve the collective in this way that I do online and on YouTube and in my teachings and in my coaching work, but also for the collective at scale to be able to have peace and prosperity in whatever way is brought by freedom. And so sitting with this expansive freedom that Sagittarius brings is a big part of what this solstice season is all about. Whether you're moving into winter or summer, these are very powerful seasons of expansion, growth, contemplation, sitting with, being with, moving through a lot. And it's very action oriented because we do have Mars just beside the sun and also in the beautiful arm, in the beautiful bow of Sagittarius. And this is about getting very, very clear on where you're going and what it is that you want to create, and then taking the steps to actually go for it. I talked about this before with the new moon, but it's really important to feel that ability to be victorious, that ability to prosper, to decide that you're going to create something and that the whole universe will conspire to support you to do so. Believe and trust in yourself is really the core message of this solstice, and leave all that shedding, all of that healing behind so that you can miraculously move forward and move ahead. And I think it's very powerful that Sagittarius season begins with the sun above the arrow, right? It's literally what ignites, what sets fire to the arrow. In Incan traditions of the solstice, they actually set fire to a piece of cotton using the sun by using a mirror to light up the cotton from the sun. And then they keep this fire going the whole year round because it was lit by their sun god. It's literally the fire of the gods, which is the sun. And the sun is our life giver. It is the life light of the earth, of this solar system. And so let it ignite your passion. Go out there and put your face in the sun. Feel the energy, feel the light codes, feel the light love of the sun giving you life and giving all the trees and the animals and everything living on earth life and warmth. And remember that there will be a harvest again. Remember that spring will come and there will be another abundant harvest. But now it is time to sit with all that was created, all that you've created, and be grateful and be joyful for what is, right? For the sun, for the earth, for your home, for the clothes on your back, for the tea in your mug, for your ability to speak and heal in this profound way, for the fact that you have an internet connection, you're able to listen to this right now. It is so incredibly powerful. And I'm so grateful that you're here listening to this. It truly is my divine joy. Let me know how you're feeling about this level of expansion and joy and gratitude that this season is bringing after a very deep and dark and contemplative and grief filled Ophiuchus and Scorpio season. Now, this is incredibly important. You see how Sagittarius is pointing the arrow at this little cluster, which is M6. Above that cluster is the Galactic Center. So, this fiery arrow that's being ignited by the sun and by Venus and by Mars as well is literally pointing to the Galactic Center, to the supermassive black hole, 4 million times the weight and mass of the sun, the mass of the sun, right? Could you imagine the sun? And then 4 million times that is this black hole, and our whole solar system rotates around it. It is, to say that it is a gravitational pull is an understatement. Everything will be consumed by it, and nothing is left behind. And this is so powerful because, like I said before, the black hole is the space where literally everything goes to become pure potential energy. And I think this is very powerful because this literally speaks to the level of expansion that Sagittarius promises, right? When you decide to point your arrow towards the black hole that is the center of our entire solar system, what you get back will be pure potential energy, pure growth, pure transformation. The end result might not be exactly what it is that you wanted, what you went for, but it'll be far greater. And you will be far greater of a creator, of an artist, of a leader, because you decided to aim and you decided to go for it, right? I couldn't have ever imagined that I would be doing astrology. When I quit my job back in 2017, I thought I was going to be a life coach. Maybe I was going to do marketing again, and I still do coaching and I still do marketing. I combine it all together. But the cosmos, during my Saturn return, when I remembered how to do this, it was in my soul ancestral past life memory, how to read the sky. It was such an incredible homecoming, and it's the most powerful integration and the most powerful alchemy and magic that I can offer. And I know many of you also do that as well. You offer the cosmic arts in your integrative modality, whatever it is that you do, even if it's just guiding yourself and orienting yourself, right? Navigating your own life through the cosmos. That is what the cosmos have always been used for, is navigation. So sit with this energy and think about what you're pointing towards, that black hole, because this is what this new moon and this period with the solstice really signifies. And it's true every single year at the start of Sagittarius season during the solstice time. Let me know in the comments below what you think and feel about this. Lastly, it's rave mode for the Sag solstice. I mean, Sag solstice is going to be rave mode, right? It's the darkest night. We need neon, we need black lights. And there is so much energy during the solstice time, as I've already said, in the Ophiuchus, Sagittarius, Scorpio area. Like that is where the majority of the planets and the energy is focused cosmically right now. And most of it is in the first house. So this is profound personal transformation. Your most profound healing, right? Healing the unhealable is what Ophiuchus season was for. And then Sagittarius is expansion, growth, becoming the next layer of you, the next layer of your identity, and really just becoming more of you. It's not actually bigger. It's not actually more immense. It's actually just more of you, more of your soul filling your body and being expressed and being actualized, which is just so beautiful. It's so divine. And of course, it's squaring off still with um, Neptune and Saturn, not Uranus. And this is because you've been doing this for lifetimes. You've been waiting for this moment. You've been processing collective pain and trauma, your ancestral pain and trauma, your lineage's pain and trauma for lifetimes to come to this moment so that you can be fully expressed in the here and now, fully aware of it all. I know that you know what I mean. It is such a profound opportunity. It gives me chills. And then there's Pluto opposing Jupiter. And right now, if you're looking at the sky, you can see Jupiter very clearly. I got to see her tonight, and I haven't seen her in so long because it's been so cloudy here. And she is right in under the twins of Gemini, and she doesn't look under them. She looks beside them, right? She is their equal. They are collaborating. They are talking. They are communicating as Gemini does. And Jupiter is very expansively opposing Pluto and also the moon right now, which is so powerful because it can be emotional to transform this much. It can be emotional to reach the edge of who you are right now and become the next evolution of you, even though it's natural, even though it's your natural expression of your soul's life, of your soul's life in this body, is what I mean. It can feel so uncomfortable, so emotional, so like literally like you're shedding your skin and you feel uncomfortable and you feel vulnerable and you feel tender and delicate and unsure and unclear, but also excited and exhilarated. And it's every emotion and every feeling. And it is so profound. It is truly a rebirth, and a rebirth in how you communicate and how you're seen, and in the people that are in your life, in your clients, in your audience, in your community, in your family, in the way that you communicate and think about yourself. For those of you that want to write a book, that want to teach a course, that want to communicate, start a YouTube channel, start a blog, start a podcast, do it. It will transform you. It will be the living history of your life to have it be out there. Think about people finding it 10 years from now, it giving permission to people to do the same thing that they're being called to. Your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren finding this legacy that you are now recording into time. I think about that. Like, I think about my great grandchildren listening to this right now, and that is a trippy vibe, but that is what Capricorn Pluto is about this level of transformation of what we are leaving behind for the future generations. And of course, the deepest thing we can do is to be fully in our hearts, fully expressing our souls. It doesn't mean we're not human. It doesn't mean we can't make mistakes. It doesn't mean we're not allowed to have emotions and down days and low vibes, because we're humans and we're hungry and we're tired or we're moms or whatever we're doing. It means that all of it is culminating to this epic inflection point, and it's so exciting to see what happens next. I am coming up to my Jupiter return, so it's going to be a very expensive year for me, and I can't wait to continue serving all of you. I have something so exciting coming for this next calendar year to support and serve all of you. But if you'd like more support and more of this cosmic reading to understand what this new moon cycle really means for you, along with support every single moon cycle to deepen your own understanding of the true sky, to ableize, is that a word? To enable your deepest trust in yourself and interpreting the cosmos and having a relationship with the sky and viewing the sky, actually finding the planets and the stars in the cosmos, then join me inside of Cosmic Arts Training. Become a cosmic cat, someone who is curious, who is sovereign, who is capable of reading the sky with power, with clarity, and with artistry in your own unique way. This is not about me teaching you about exactly how I read the sky. This is about me supporting you to deepen your own sovereign intuitive relationship with the cosmos so you can read for others and support them to do the same thing. So we're all remembering how to navigate with the cosmos, with the universe, literally. This is such a powerful program. It's ever evolving, ever expanding. There are no cohort groups. You can join at any time, but joining means that you're becoming this next layer of yourself. The cosmic artist within you is being fully actualized, and we get to meet every single moon cycle to look at the sky, to help you to interpret the sky, charts, stellarium visuals of the sky. We look above and below the ecliptic at the various constellations. We look at the human design system and where the true sky is and all the 64 gates. And there's going to be so much more. There's going to be so much more training coming to this. We're going to look at specific stars in every single constellation and what they mean to really deepen and bring precision to your readings. It's a powerful place to be. And you get to call yourself a cosmic cat when you join, which I think is pretty. That was supposed to be like a purr. Oh my gosh, I don't think I did that well, but that's okay. You get the point. It's fun in there. The link is below if you want to join, and ask me if you have any questions. I'm also doing a new iteration of Cosmic Arts Training where you actually get support from me to understand your chart and to understand your embodiment with the sky for a whole week with text and chat support. So you can voice memo me, you can chat with me, we can actually get supported. And this is a $610 value that you just get included when you join CAT. And you can use that 1 week whenever. I do recommend using it near the beginning, so you can really anchor into your own astrology as you learn and expand yourself as a reader and as an artist. Yeah, I'm so excited to be offering this because I really felt I wanted even more connection with every single artist in there, every single cat. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here. My DMs are always open at Sonia or at True Star Art on Instagram if you want to connect. And I'm sending you all of my love. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. This solstice season, remember to laugh, remember to have fun. It is Sag season after all. And remember, it's stellar to subscribe.